Hey gang, check this out. A new Harley Benton Fusion II HH, the silver sparkle finish and a roasted maple neck. It's kind of like a super strat with a lot of boutique features, but at a pretty bargain price, as you might expect from Harley Benton. Now, I've never tried any Harley Benton guitar, so I was super excited to get this one. It's made by Thomann Music or Thomann Music in Europe, and it's their house brand. So now they ship to the US. Maybe they have been for quite a while. I just wasn't up to speed on that. But anyway, I got this a while back, and I just thought I'm excited to show it to you, some of the features and some of the experience and the sounds that I had. Imagine my surprise when in the same week, or I'm sorry, about a week and a half later, I got this guitar as well, which is a Fusion Telly of similar ilk or similar variety. That's an awesome guitar. I'll show you that a little bit later, or in a later video. But right now, we'll go through this one. I'll go through all of the features first, then I'll go through all the sounds. And I want to tell you some of the experience that I had in terms of getting it, shipping, or getting it during this coronavirus, shipping, and then setting it up and all that, the experience of that. What's good and what was maybe not so perfect. Okay, we'll see you in just a second with the full review. All right, let's go through the features first, and then I want to tell you about the buying experience that I had, or the quality, because as you'll see in just a second, there are many, many features on this guitar, and at approximately $400 shipped to the United States, it's either a bargain or it's too good to be true. So I'll give you my perspective on that throughout. And then I want to take you through the sounds, because this is a versatile guitar, as we'll see in the features. So I want to give you a flavor for all the different sounds that you can get on it. All right, so let's start out with just the basics first. It's a Strat. This is obviously a Strat style guitar. It has a Strat contour in the back and on the top, so it's a nicely comfortable guitar, weighing in at around 7.5 pounds, so not too heavy, not too light either. And it's made out of sapele wood, which is an African hardwood. It looks like it has a maple top or a cap on it, and it forms a nice natural binding. I have to say that the look in the back, it's got a natural finish in the back, and I have to say that that natural finish gives a great contrast to that silver sparkle finish that is a bit gaudy, I have to admit, but I love it. And the contrast of those two is really nice. Now, just before we go on any further, the finish on the body was flawless. I didn't find any issues at all with the finish on the body. Gloss finish on the body, satin finish on the neck, and then a gloss finish on the headstock as well. So really nice that way. 2 humbucking pickups. Okay, great. They're made, I think these are Roswell pickups, which is Thomann or Thomann's house brand, or maybe they're made in New Mexico by aliens, not quite sure on that one. They are Alnico 5s. I think they actually sound pretty good, but you can be the judge at the end by listening to how they sound. Other standard stuff, 22 frets, standard Fender Strat, 25.5-inch scale length, standard Fender Strat, 42 millimeter cut at the nut, standard Strat, and a modern C profile, standard Strat. So the neck is pretty much standard Strat. Now there is one difference, and that difference is the radius. So the radius of this guitar is 12 inches rather than the 9.5-inch standard Strat. So it's a little bit flatter. It's a Gibson sort of flatness, but it's not sort of an Ibanez sort of flatness where you have a super flat neck like a 16-inch radius or so. And you really tell, and those are a little bit uncomfortable to play, at least for me. Okay, let's talk now about some of the special features of this guitar. First and foremost has to be the roasted maple neck. So let me show you that. Now, roasted maple necks are all the rage these days for their stability from the roasting process and also from their looks. And I have to say, this one looks fantastic. I can't tell you anything about the stability, of course, because I've just gotten this, but so far so good. But it certainly does look great, and love this roasted maple neck. Satin finish on it just feels great on the hands. And also, the stainless steel frets add to that as well. So yes, this has stainless steel frets. So those are two things that are really boutique features that you'll find on high-end guitars, that roasted maple finish, or roasted maple neck, and stainless steel frets. So these frets will last a lifetime. You won't have to change these frets. Real good fretwork too, I have to say on this one. The fretwork, there were no sharp fret ends whatsoever, all the way up to the top. So kudos to Harley Benton for that, for sure. So there's that. But it doesn't stop there. Look at this. Check that out. The truss rod access at the base of the guitar with that flywheel. That's, if you've never dealt with that before, if you've never used that before, that's a huge bonus, I have to say, because it makes the adjustments of this really, really easy. There's no special tools that you need. You don't need to take off the plate on the headstock and access it with an Allen wrench or a special tool. It's really super simple to make the adjustments, so that's a huge benefit as well, I think. Of course, once you get it all set up, the truss rod, you're probably not going to be adjusting it all that much, but for those initial adjustments, really, really, really nice feature. Last thing I want to mention about the neck before we go on is the access. Look at that rounded neck joint, and you probably can barely tell on this one, but it also has a slight recess so that you can access the upper bout of the guitar much easier. And I have to tell you that all this stuff really playing up here is really comfortable. So lots of great features on that neck. Let's finish up by talking about the trem system. So it's got a Wilkinson trem, and if you've never used a Wilkinson trem before, I think you would like it, and I'll tell you why. But the trem system is really three things. The Wilkinson trem, which is a good trem, the TUSC nut, so it's got a TUSC nut. Huge pet peeve of mine is on inexpensive guitars, they put in this plastic nut and they cut it, and it's really sharp. They do a horrible job with the nut. I can tell you that they rounded the corners on this nut really well, and it's a TUSC nut, so it's a quality nut. There's not a lot of friction there at the nut that you're going to have. Finally, it's got locking tuners. These are of the Wilkinson variety, so pretty nice. So the locking tuners, the TUSC nut, and the Wilkinson trem make this a guitar that you can even do some dive bombs with if you want. And it'll stay in tune, but if you just like a little wiggle, that's good too, and it'll be fine. It's a great trem system. The other thing I really like about the trem system, and this is just me, I don't like lots of the extra parts. So for me, the Floyd Rose with the really gaudy stuff at the back and the braces at the top, you know, the double locks up there with all the metal, that just looks so bad to me, and I just like the minimalism of this. If you take out the bar, you can barely see it. It just looks like a normal bridge, which is pretty darn cool. Also, if you've never worked with a Wilkinson trem, they're really easy to adjust both in the back and on the top, so that's another bonus, is you can set it up really easily. Okay, I think that's about it for the special features. I want to mention in passing that this also has a coil split. So we'll go through all the sounds, but to me, that's, if you're going to buy a Super Strat and you're going to make it nice and versatile, you may as well have that done, and this does have it. I think you'll see that the splits are pretty good. So let's talk a little bit, just before I go on to the sounds, about some of the things that were perhaps not quite so perfect on this. I already said, love the finish, and the special features really are amazing on this guitar. There were a couple of things that were not that great. The fret ends are really good, but I have to say that the fretboard itself, it would be better if it were slightly rounded. So that would be nice, like an American Standard Strat, or even like the basic Chapman guitars and PRS guitars, even the lowest end. They have the rounded fretboards. That would have made this guitar a lot more comfortable to start out. One last thing I want to point out is that in the shipping process, now I want to give them a big break on this, because COVID-19, lots of delays in the shipping. It stayed in Frankfurt for a long time. It stayed in Chicago for a long time, and it got here. It was in good shape. However, having said this, the setup had a tremendous amount of neck relief, so I definitely had to make major adjustments to the truss rod, wait quite a while, and within, I'd say, 3-4 days, it started to really start to play well, and I got it to the place where I needed it. But it did take a few days. Now, I think my guess is that that's just an artifact of the timing that I got this with, but who knows? I'll just leave it at that, that I did have to adjust it quite a bit. Intonation was fine. Everything else was fine. Frets, no high frets, all good stuff. So I would say, amazingly, the quality of this guitar, very, very high in terms of the workmanship, the fit and the finish, really high. Let's take a look at the sounds. All right, let's listen to some of the sounds now. We'll start out with clean, and we'll go neck, full humbucker, then split, and then we'll do the middle, full humbucker, then split, and then we'll do the neck, full humbucker, then split. We'll try and keep the riffs the same throughout so you can make a fair comparison. And for this, I've just used a little bit of reverb on this. Again, clean sounds. Here we go. Full humbucker neck. Now we'll do full humbucker split. Now we'll do the middle position, humbucker. Okay, this is middle position now, coil split. Okay, now we're going to go to the neck, to the bridge pickup, full humbucker. Okay, now we'll go to the neck pickup, coil split. Okay, so that's all the clean sounds. Okay, let's try a dirty sound now. A little bit more gain on the amplifier, same amount of reverb, sort of a classic rock sound. We're going to start out with the neck pickup, full humbucker, then we'll go to split, etc. Okay, so here's the neck, full humbucker. Now we'll split the coils. Let's go to middle position, full humbucker. And now coil split. Okay, last stop is the bridge position. We're going to do that full humbucker. And finally, we'll split the coils now. All right, so that is the sort of classic rock, slightly dirty sound. All right, let's go through now a high gain situation. Same sort of deal. We'll go through the neck pickup, full, and then for some reason we'll do it split. We'll do the same thing with the middle, same thing with the bridge. So here we go. Neck pickup, full humbucker, high gain. All right, let's split the coils. Let's go to the middle now. Full humbuckers. And now split the coils. And finally, the bridge pickup, full humbucker. And coil split. All right, well, there you go. Those are all the features, all the sounds with all the options from clean to pretty high gain. Clearly, this is a hard rock machine. That bridge pickup is pretty darn hot, but I like that you can tame that sound a little bit by using the coil split if you want to do some R&B or some classic rock, stuff like that. Pretty nice idea. So, you know, in the end, I gotta say, I'm really pleased with this guitar. The roasted maple neck is super cool. The frets, stainless steel frets are really cool. It plays really nicely. Features are nice. I've had a hard time putting this one down. And honestly, about the only time I put it down these days is when I pick this one up. So I'm just, so far, I highly recommend this from what I've seen so far. Really a great guitar with a lot of great features at a pretty darn good price. All right, well, I hope you like this video. I hope you like the review. I think it was a fairly complete one, but if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Put them in the comments below, and I'll try and help you out if I can. We'll see you on down the road.